had due process?
So due process is, in this situation, is, are you here legally?
That isn't due
That is due process.
process.
Yes, it is.
Due
So
process
if
is
we-
getting arrested and charged with a crime and seeing a judge, and these people are not seeing a judge. That's not true.
They don't have a right to see a judge.
So, that Temu Seth MacFarlane is actually the Lieutenant Governor of Indiana. And he just claimed that undocumented immigrants don't have a right to see a judge solely because they came here illegally. Mr. Lieutenant Governor, you're wrong. The 5th and 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution clearly states that all persons are entitled to due process, not citizens, persons. And in the 1993 Supreme Court case Reno versus Flores, Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, the standard bearer for conservatives, a true constitutionalist, said this: "It is well established that the Fifth Amendment entitles immigrants to due process of law." Now, before I go into this next part, I want it to be clear. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving legal advice. However, there are very rare instances in which an immigrant may not be entitled to go before an immigration judge. However, there is no circumstance where an immigrant does not have the right to seek counsel from an attorney. The Lieutenant Governor is suggesting that just because someone happens to be in the country and does not possess the proper documentation, that alone denies them the right to go before an immigration judge. That is not true. If you or someone you know is an undocumented immigrant, please make sure that they know. If an arresting officer should ever tell you that your specific situation denies you the right to go before an immigration judge, tell them to demand to speak to an attorney.